And we continued on a hike, and then soon, maybe another couple of weeks, I found on the trail a Ziploc bag with $60 in it. There was 20, 20, and 20. And there was nobody around to ask, hey, who's that money? So I decided it's ours. And then that night we got lost. We got in a very bad blizzard. It was a snowstorm. We were hiking up, and it was 7,000 or 8,000 feet, and it was so cold. It was snowstorm, and we lost the trail, and we were not even scared because we were so thinking about how we're going to get out of there. So I told everybody, you know, hold the compass and let's go north, and it will bring us. We're not in the middle of wilderness. We're not in Siberia. We're just on a crest. So if we go north, we should hit the trail somewhere. And it was like in a Hollywood movie. Of course, our north way was going through the canyon. That was unavoidable. It was a long canyon, and far away below there was rocks, and there was water, river. And so here we are sliding, we're soaking wet. Our backpacks are so heavy and full of water, and we're sliding right in that canyon, in that water, and our children are yelling like, ah! And I didn't even have fear. I remember that I really understood that they could die, we could die, and we didn't know what's going to happen, but we had the feeling that we just have to keep moving. And we crossed that cold river, and we crossed that canyon, we climbed, we already were all bleeding and cut, and on the other side it was already dark. We crossed it, we kept going north. 3 o'clock in the morning we crossed the road, intuitively went to the left, 2 blocks, we found a lodge. I knock at the door, say, do you have room? She says, the cheapest room I have is $60. We had warm bath, and we had $2, and she was selling Washington Delicious non-organic apples for $1 a piece, and we cut 2 apples into 4 pieces. That was the most delicious fruit in my entire life. We ate it all the way. And then it was like this all the time. We would always find somebody who would just need help, who was just searching information about raw food, or dreaming to meet a raw food teacher or something. It was just an amazing journey. When we came to Ashland, there was 40 feet of snow on the trail. We couldn't even see the tops of the trees. And so we lost the trail. And here we are coming inside of Ashland, Oregon, looking for the place where we could leave and wait for 6 weeks or so when the snow will melt. And we came into Hot Springs. That's where we live now, in the Hot Springs. And at the entrance I'm asking the man, I said, do you know if they have any position here that we could take, any job that needs to be done in exchange for us just living here in the tent for 6 weeks? And the man appeared to be the owner. He said, the only position we have is the chef in the kitchen. And I say, oh no, that wouldn't work for us. Let's come on, guys. And he says, why? You were so desperate a minute ago. I said, you don't want to know. We're on a special diet. He said, no, I insist. Tell me. I do want to know. And I told him we're on a raw food diet. And suddenly he said, hallelujah. I said, what's wrong? What's going on? And he said, you know what, we just opened educational center. We purchased Vitamix, blender, and Cuisinart, and Champion juicer, and new covers from Cherry Tree, and new knives, and we wanted to open a raw food restaurant, but we couldn't find any raw chef. We've been advertising in every newspaper, and all we got is a tofu dog chef. And finally we were staying, a couple days ago, in a circle with the staff, and we were praying to God, Lord, send our way some raw food chef. And I was very, very surprised, and I said, here we are, there are 4 of us. Now he looked at me closer, and we were wearing the shaded clothes that was so dear to us. We loved that shaded clothes. He said, you raw food chefs, we look like hippies. With accent. And I said, just take me to the store, let's buy ingredients, and we'll make you something raw. He took me to now my favorite Ashland Co-op, and I said this, that. He paid for everything. After 3 months in the woods, my kids were so eager to work in familiar kitchen. They knew which button to push on it and every equipment, and we made beautiful meal. We made a big pate and a big salad and soup and dessert. And then all the staff came, and his wife and his children came, and we ate this food, and they tried it, and they said, "This is raw food. I never knew it could be so good. Here's the checkbook. Here's the key. Stay as long as you want. There are $2,000 for you if you need to buy any more equipment, and if you will make good money, we'll pay you salary." My dear friends, we turned this Ashland upside down. We were so lonely in the forest. We were so missing people, and so suddenly we were now exposed to this beautiful Ashland. My children were selling banana ice cream in every corner, on every corner in that Ashland, and until now, 5 years later, everybody remembers. Are you the one that was selling for $1 banana ice cream everywhere? That's how we exposed to Ashland right away. We had the long line of apprentices in this raw cafe. We were making raw food all the time. We put through the account $5,000 in 6 weeks. And then when we were leaving back to the forest, we had already fully equipped kitchen with all the chefs, and they were just saying, "Please come back." And our hearts were singing, "We would like to come back." And it was like this. When we finished our trail, we were eating mostly, we were foraging. We were eating 80% of our food were herbs. It was amazing how we were able intuitively to tell the poison from not from edible without no mistake. We were able to say how we interacted with animals. That was amazing. Valia met mother bear with cubs one-on-one twice. All kinds of snakes. Igor stepped on a snake twice on the same one. Like, we just had amazing experience. But when we finished the trail, we only wanted to eat so much fruits because we were eating so much grain. I think we were so alkaline. We decided we're going to take a trip to San Felipe in Mexico. We know there's a market, and we thought we'll just inexpensively could eat papayas, mangoes, and then we'll come back to Ashland, and then we'll leave there, and just do something. And so we had this van, Astra van, that had 480,000 miles on the speedometer. On it. And so this van has been driving us since my mother passed away, since our business went crushed after that, and it never broke. All the handles were broken. You can only get into Igor's seat through my door. You can only open my window, from different side. All the couches were broken. It couldn't show the speed, how much gas in it, or anything, temperature, nothing. But it was running. And so we came, and Igor said, he bought a garage sale for $1 bike. And he said, "Okay, we'll go to San Felipe, and I'll just ride around in the bike because there are not very many roads, and I'll figure out how we can survive there," because we didn't have much money. And as soon as we came to the market, this man looked at the bike, the owner of the market. He said, "Sell me the bike." Igor says, "No, I need it." He said, "You know what? My grandson has birthday, and I need the bike, and I need just like that. And if you give me the bike, you can eat any food as long as you stay here."
All right.
So we stayed there for a week, and we were enjoying the best ripe mangoes and papayas and bananas and good stuff there. And then a week later, we packed van to go and went to bed, and in the morning we woke up, and there's a green lake under our radiator. In the morning, empty radiator. And we're standing there, and we feel like we hiked enough already. We don't feel like hiking in that desert right now. And we're just thinking like, if we could only make it somehow, I don't know how, to the American border, so we don't have to hike through that deadly desert. And Igor decided to start, and it started. I don't know how, but it started. We all jumped in the car, and he says, "Let's go as long as it goes, and then we'll just walk the rest." And it went 120 miles. And at the border, there was a long line, and all this fancy Mercedeses and BMWs were overheated on the side, and our car was standing in line, and it didn't overheat.